Hello guys, welcome back to another video. You read the title, no need to explain. Let's get to the point. So first, you need to remake the shape of the orb, each orb. Each orb has a different orb in the middle, but they generally look similar. That means you remake the shape of the orb using these circular outline blocks. Don't use the small ones for the orb as it won't fit the shape because once you've actually made the circle you shrink it to half size. Get an orb of reference here as it will be useful to build a custom orb. Smaller circle outline blocks are too fat to fit this, compared to shrunken normal circle outline blocks. Now as for the middle, what we are going to use here is the circle part blocks. The use for this is to make the initial circle. Follow closely how I make it in case you make a mistake. Use any color here. I chose indigo. You need glow as orbs have glow in the center, and make sure it layers above the circle so people can actually see it. Make the part that isn't the glow darker. All orbs are like this. Now, you need to shrink the orb. It isn't exactly half. This is why you need an orb for reference here, as without it your orb will look goofy. Oh yeah, and you need to duplicate the circle without glow, not the outer ring, and make it look like the inner ring orbs have. Also, make sure to remove the HSV of the inner ring and make it pure white. That's the design done. So we need to make the orb actually do something. This is where the toggle orb comes into play. Place the toggle orb where the custom orb is and use the first free group you have and place a toggle trigger and set the group ID it will affect as 1. Now the pad here needs to be given group 1. We are gonna use this guy as the orb. Make its hitbox as fat as the toggle orbs. P.S. If you haven't already, make the toggle orb activate the group. Now place a spawn trigger and make it spawn the second free group in your level and give it spawn and multi. Triggered, then a toggle orb that is activated by it. By giving it group 2, it should toggle the first free group off and be spawn and multi-triggered. You then place 2 gravity triggers. The first one will decide the gravity of the orb. The higher the number, the weaker the orb will be, and the stronger the gravity will be. It must also be spawn and multi-triggered. Now the second gravity trigger should have a gravity value of 1.0 and be spawn triggered, multi-triggered in group 2 to return the gravity to normal. To make a pad is a bit different as it will break if you do what I did for the orb. But first, to make the appearance, you need 2 circle part blocks and you need to warp them. Warp them to appear like a pad, then duplicate them to make a shape that looks like the white outline. Using the same example, also, if you go back and see the orb example, I used a glow. You should warp a glow and put it on the middle of the pad and make the pad darker than the glow so it looks like the orb usually would. Just make sure to have a reference pad as I did so the shape looks correct. Mine's is black to show me what space to fill. Now place a gravity trigger and make the reference pad invisible. Give the gravity trigger touch and multi-triggered. Place an event trigger and set the events to every landing. 1. Make its target group the third free group. Get a gravity trigger again. Make it spawn triggered in group 3. Make its gravity 1.0. The touch triggered gravity trigger can have whatever gravity you like, as the higher the number the higher the gravity is. Pretty cool, right? But it's not done. Here's the pad with glow. I told you to do it earlier BTW, but if you missed it, follow closely. You should try and do something like what I did with warp to resemble an orb. If you didn't, then try and fix it. You should also change the orb's color to match whatever the custom orb's color is. That's the results. Of course you can customize it, but it should generally come out looking like a real pad and orb. Enjoy. If anything went wrong, you can put in this level ID and adjust the values to fit your needs. So thanks for watching. Hope you found this helpful. Until next time, bye.